we might as well just rip the Band-Aid off. So, we are here. I kind of regret suggesting this to the group, but we are going to review the one and only Aubrey Drake Graham's new album, Honestly, Nevermind.
That's how I feel about that.
Where to start with this album? So it comes maybe like 8 months after the disaster that was Certified Lover Boy.
The what?
The disaster that was Certified Lover Boy.
It's interesting because on the last episode, I think I said, yo, he owes us another album. And then bam.
You did.
We got another album, yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't think he was going to drop again this year. And then boom, here he is. Came out of nowhere.
I seen it.
Yeah, I think he announced it the night before.
Yeah, it was literally the hours before the album lead up.
And then it just dropped. It's classed, according to Drake, as a dance album. And when you listen to it, you'll hear a lot of dance beats, a lot of house beats. He's definitely gone in a different direction with this one here. He's singing for about, 90% of it, 95% of it, across the 14 tracks. Is it 14 tracks? 13, yeah, 14 tracks?
14, yeah.
14 tracks. I think it's got one feature from 21 Savage. Yes. So the majority of it is like him singing over house and dance beats, and then you've got 2 songs, one of which is kind of like a house beat where he's rapping over, and then the last song, Jimmy Cooks, featuring 21 Savage, is a straight out-and-out rap song. And obviously, with every Drake drop, it's got the internet talking. It's got timeline talking about, whether people think it's like this most amazing album that is going to get us through these hard times with the dance music. And then others that are thinking it's like the worst thing ever in life. But we're here now. And as avid house fans ourselves, well, maybe one of us, we're here to talk about it. So, I mean, first of all, like, were you surprised that Drake dropped another album so soon?
You want to go?
No, I wasn't really surprised. I heard rumblings that it could happen. And I thought after the last album, it probably should happen. I just didn't think it would be in this form. So I was happy to receive another Drake album. I'm a big Drake fan, innit? So I'm always happy to accept his latest offerings and that. And off the rip, I enjoyed this album, man.
I hate how
I ain't gonna lie, man.
I hate how he's cocky.
I enjoyed it,
look
man.
at him. I hate his...
What do you mean, man?
I hate the swagger that he's singing it in. I hate the smile he's singing it in. I hate everything about the way you're moving.
I ain't gonna lie, I enjoy the album, man. Like, I love a bit of dance music, man. It's jiggy shit, man.
It's what?
It's jiggy. Do you know what I mean? Like, Mo, you're not really a jiggy brother, innit? So...
Why am I catching the straight?
You know what I mean? I knew you wouldn't really appreciate it.
Don't act like you know what you know.
I know. But I enjoyed it, man. I liked what I got. I love when Drake sings. I really enjoy it.
Said no, you know what? Never.
And like, I think like the production that he was singing over, it's not typically what I would have put Drake singing over, but I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was a great marriage.
Are you a fan of that type of dance music?
Yeah, I like it.
I felt like there's new knowledge to me.
Yeah, it's Drake.
I like it.
No,
man.
this is what Drake does to people. He
really
poisons their
it.
minds. I realized. No, honestly, it's a cult-like following. No, because I really want to talk about it. It's a cult-like following.
Why is it a cult-like
following? Because his album's a piece of shit. No, I'm sorry. And you know what it was? Yeah, I've realized what is about Aubrey Graham. You know when Nee put in the group, he goes, Drake's dropping the album. What's the first emoji? What's the gif I added to it? Was it not the thing going sleep? Do you not remember in the group chat?
Waking up and then going back to sleep.
Yeah, that's because that's how I felt when I heard this album. I genuinely was like, I'm not here for it. It's game 6. And I knew it was going to be bullshit. And this album is trash.
What don't you like about it?
Everything. The production, him singing. I don't want to hear him whining. I don't want to hear it. It's too much, bro. I'm sorry, there's only one song I like. And typically it's the 21 Savage song. Then he want to start rapping over the house beats. And that's dead as well. Like,
you know what?
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, but you're speaking to what you don't really like in general. Like, your ear isn't that eclectic. So
see, this I
expect you to not like this Drake album. Now hold on, because
he poisons people.
Mo don't really like singing.
Yes, I do.
He don't really appreciate singing.
I do like singing.
This is in the club.
And he doesn't really appreciate beats that aren't like, either boom, bap or trap.
So you're gonna let him lie on my name?
I mean, it is still criminal that you don't like him at piano.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, you feel what I'm saying? So I don't expect him to like this, but
don't pigeonhole me.
There's a difference between not liking it and saying it's trash. Two, we gotta like.
No, that's not.
You can't merge those two together.
Yes, you can. It could be trash, bro. This is a.
No, I'm not saying it can't be trash, but in this case, I don't think you can call this trash. You just don't like it.
Because it's horrific.
It's not horrific, bro.
So if I like it,
you don't typically like the sound.
So is my opinion more valid if I liked it?
No, not at all.
That's my point. So therefore, I think it's whack. It's whack.
No, but if you don't like this sound, of course you're gonna think it's whack. But I don't think that's a fair judgment. If you don't like a sound of something, you can't call. I don't think you can call something whack.
Someone else can give it to me. I'm just judging this on solely based on Drake and what I.
So what if someone else gave it to you? Would you have said this is whack?
Most probably, because it's a whack album.
It's not whack.
It's a poor.
I think for me, before I get into my review of it, I think the commentary around this album has been very, very interesting. I've seen a few people tweet and talk about how you need to kind of just take off your hip hop hat if you're going to listen to this album.
Facts.
People have basically said that this album is not for people that like hip hop. So, you know, if you don't like it, then that's why, sort of thing. Which I don't necessarily agree with that, because if it's good music that you enjoy, it's good music that you enjoy.
I agree with that.
It doesn't matter whether it's
you agree with that
what genre it is.
To a degree, yeah. Sorry to cut you off. To a degree, because obviously Drake's a hip hop artist for the most part. So his hip hop fans would be expecting a hip hop album. So when they're not getting that, of course, like the automatic reaction is going to be like, I don't like it, because it's a surprise.
I think with Drake though, we've come to, well, at least for me anyway, I've come to expect nothing really, because he could do like a Scorpion where he's doing half hip hop, half R&B. He could do a Certified Lover Boy, which is kind of a mixture, and then he could go left field like this. So for me, it's always a bit like you never know what to expect.
Yeah,
from the
he's
guy.
got too many people to please.
Yeah, you never know what to expect from him really, but this one is very much a left turn. I think this is a horrible album. I think, and I said this.
Load the chopper.
I said this when we were listening to it for the first time. Shout out to Zav, who like he's the biggest Drake fan, and even he was having a crisis. Like, this shit is terrible.
Load up the chopper.
For me,
at like 7 in the morning.
At like 7 in the morning.
By the way, he was having a breakdown.
Yeah, man, that was scary hours for real. But for me, it is just the most basic, unimaginative house beats, and I'm a house fan. I love house music, and I love commercial house as well, which is basically this bag. The kind of like Dua Lipa-esque kind of pop star's first house song type of bag sort of thing, which is basically what this is. It's a bunch of basic house beats, unimaginative house beats. Yes. It's Drake, and you know me, I don't like Drake when he sings. I've never liked Drake when he sings.
Talk about it.
Never ever in life have I liked him when he sings.
You've said that a few times.
He's probably only got one song that I like where he's singing, and it's not even really for him. It's for Party. What's that song on Views? With You? I like that because of the beat and because of Party. Nothing to do with Drake.
There we go.
Yeah. Boring, unimaginative house beats. He is basically repeating the same song thematically over and over again throughout the album, and that's not my bag. He's talking about this, unrequited love with someone that, isn't ready to accept his love and be truthful to him and be honest with him and hold his emotions on his sleeve and, all that bullshit.
That's probably Yemi.
No, I'm right though.
Yemi, don't stop.
But you know I'm right though.
Don't stop.
He literally, it's so like, and here's the thing. You can enjoy an album like that. You can have fun with an album like that. It doesn't need to be deep, not at all. But Drake insults our intelligence because he's been making the same type of R&B/house whatever shit song his whole career, bro.
Nah, don't do that.
His whole career, he's been making the same song, bro. Whenever he sings, he talks about the same shit. Bro.
Wait, I don't know if I agree.
What do you want him to talk about,
bro? Like, do something different. Do something different.
What you want him to sing about loading Australia?
No, bro. I don't want you to keep talking about unrequited love.
What do you mean?
You mean on the album specifically?
Bro.
I disagree with that.
He wants love. What do you mean?
For 15 years in a row. Like, come on, man. Like, nah, we're not doing that. And here's the thing. Like I said, you can stick to a lane as long as you do it well. I don't think he does this shit well.
I think Drake's got some song where he sings that's well. I think he's got a few. I don't mind when Drake sings on hooks. That's not my issue with him.
Do you know what's interesting about Yemi's take?
He's got a few hooks. That's all right. What was you gonna say?
Do you know what's interesting about Yemi's take? If this weren't Drake, he would have enjoyed it.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Not true.
I think he would. He would have thought it was all right.
But again,
because it's Drake and because he doesn't like Drake singing, his view's gonna come across a lot harsher.
But then this is what Drake
100%.
This is what I told you. This is what Drake fans.
No, but it is though, bro.
This is what Drake fans. This is what I said.
You yourself have accepted that you don't like when Drake sings, innit? Yeah. He's doing exactly what you don't like.
Bro, if The Weeknd did this, if any other person did this in this same capacity, I wouldn't like it.
I don't know, man.
Why can't Drake fans just admit this? Like, if it's a poor album, it's a poor album.
Why not?
Because I can't accept it.
You can't accept what I'm saying about my own taste. This is Drake fans. Mo, you're right.
I can't accept it, man.
He poisons their mind. He poisons their mind. No, he poisons their mind because you know
why do you do this?
He's trying to
I can't accept it.
You know
why not?
When Kendrick dropped this album and he said he weren't feeling it, which is crazy by the way. But you know when he said he's not feeling it, did we not all leave it alone?
But that's a great example.
Did we not all leave it alone? But however, with Drake fans, there's something about their minds when they refuse you. They refuse. Do you know how many men I've
they
stuck
refuse
on me?
opinions.
You know how many people I've stuck on me because I said Take Care is not a classic, and Drake fans look at me like I'm crazy to think that's not a classic.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people believe Take Care or Nothing Was the Same as a classic. Don't shut your bitch ass up.
But that's a good point. If Kendrick made this album, I wouldn't like it,
I would have hated it.
I wouldn't like it. And it's not because I'm a Kendrick stan, and it's not because I don't like Kendrick singing. If this is what you're giving me, sorry, return to sender, sir. Like, this is not it at all. Like,
But
I've got notes for this.
talk
I've
about
got
it.
notes for this. You looking carry on while I get my notes up, bro.
I just think you're both being very, very harsh.
Because I can't lie to you. This is a bigger conversation about Drake and albums. It's actually a bigger conversation in my opinion. Because he's had a run we've never seen before. And I don't think he's had one very, very good album. And that's
Take Care.
I don't think I think that's his best album. But that's the problem though.
Take Care is a very good
That's
album.
the problem though. Because it's his best album, I feel like we elevate it to somewhere it don't need to be.
No, it's a very good album. That's all. I've never once called that album a classic.
I think that was the same as a good album.
Like, you man tried to group me in with
That's
all the other
problematic,
Drake fans, but I think I'm
know what I
very
mean?
like
He don't
impartial. I'm still quite impartial.
Do you think he knows how to make a good
Not
album?
today.
Yeah, of course he does.
If
He's got the talent to do it.
If you've got one very good album in 12 years,
Do you know what it is though?
Do you get what I mean, though?
Yeah, but we don't judge Drake like a typical hip hop artist though, man. Just because of everything else that he does, all the different types of music that he does, innit? So I think it's a bit unfair. But I understand what you're saying though. He probably should, with his talent level.
that's what I'm saying.
He definitely should have given us
But to
way
that
more
point,
cohesive
There's
projects.
at least
for sure.
one
And to
we
that
should
point,
pull
Pete.
out to.
But I think this is very cohesive. I think I actually admire the fact that he kind of stepped out of his bag. I think it's quite courageous because considering that the last album wasn't that favorable, it would have been easy for him to jump out and just make something that he knows that we all love. But I like
But
the fact
how
that,
though, if
I like the fact that he kind of
But
like, hold on. I like the fact that he kind of was like, you know what, fuck all you lot. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I've always wanted to do something like this. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I enjoy it. It's free. I'm not constrained anyway, and I'm just gonna do it. And I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the music for what it is. I'm not judging it like you, like it's because I'm not a massive house guy. So maybe that's where you're coming from, and maybe that's where we differ. Like, I can listen to it casually. I'm not like listening to the intricacies. So just accepting this album for what it is, I enjoyed it, man. I put it on and I can clean to it and it's just enjoyable. Like, I can just have a good time. I can dance, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I enjoyed it like that.
I disagree with
This is a Fisher Price, My First House album kit. This is what this album is. And here's my
That's
thing.
harsh, man.
We got to stop making excuses for this Drake, brother.
I was just about to say I disagree.
We got to stop making excuses
What
for this, brother.
excuses?
You know when
Bro.
you just said...
No, go through.
You know when you just said he can give us something that we would enjoy?
Yeah, of course.
That's a lie.
No, it's not.
You haven't given
Here's
me an
the thing.
album like Drake says Take Care.
But my thing is, like, we can't continue to lower or manage our expectations just because we know what this guy is going to give us. We can expect more from this guy.
I'm not saying we can't, but...
I'm not saying you're not saying that. But I'm saying, like, we need to get out of the mindset generally as a fan base, and Drake fans especially, calling you man out. Like, we need to get out of this mindset of, like, it's Drake, he can do what he wants. We shouldn't expect that much from him because he's just going to give us everything. No, we can expect more from him because he's one of the biggest artists out. He shouldn't be giving us bullshit like this album. He shouldn't be giving us bullshit like Certified Lover Boy. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can expect more from this guy artistically. Just because he's this pop artist doesn't mean he then has the excuse to kind of drop the ball.
But I don't think anybody's saying that, though. I don't think there are fans that are saying that. I think you may be speaking to people that like the albums that you don't.
No, I'm speaking to the people that say, oh, if you didn't like this, it's because you're only a hip hop head. When no, it could just be a bad album.
But, yeah, it could be a bad album, but there probably are some instances where that kind of carries in as well, where people don't like it because they're a hip hop fan. And
that might be me.
And they can't take off their hat and enjoy this music for what it is.
But
I'm not like, as far as me being eclectic, like when it comes to like, my range isn't as wide as yours. Do you know what I mean? Jazz, hip hop, soul, a little bit of rock, and Amapiano and Afrobeats. That's probably as far as it goes. I'm not versed in house, so for someone that isn't versed in house, and for me to enjoy it the way I did, I don't know.
Yeah, which is the majority of people, because a lot of people don't even know what the hell house is, which is what I learned from this album as well.
Yeah.
But on the flip of that, even if you are a hip hop head that doesn't listen to house, even if you're someone who says you don't like this because you're a hip hop head, you're kind of negating any opinions that aren't positive in a sense. And that's what I have a problem with. You can't just say, oh, you didn't appreciate this because you don't have a house ear. No, it could just be a bad album.
But in this case, for Mo, that 100% applies.
Potentially, but it's also a poor album. I'm sorry. And
I'm
like
not
I said,
accepting that from you. I'll accept it from you. I'm not accepting it from Mo.
Again,
bro,
because
I'm not accepting it from Mo,
You're
bro.
part of that. You're part of that cult. Everyone that's part of that.
I'm not accepting it from Mo, bro.
No, you're part of a cult.
Guy don't even like Amapiano, bro. You think I'm gonna take his opinion on flipping house music?
That is a crime.
Now we're judging me.
I'm not doing that, bro.
I'm just saying. To me, he's getting to a dangerous territory where you haven't given me a good. Like what Drake does, he's the best at. Don't get me wrong. I've never seen a hit maker like Drake in terms of hip hop hit maker in my life. I don't think anyone's had a run in terms of making hits.
Probably not.
Like him. Would you say?
Probably not.
Yeah, and I doubt we would ever see it again. So I'm not denying his hit making. I'm not denying his bars even. But the run he's going on making poor albums, bro. Because the last one,
Poor is strong.
The last, bro. Let's go through his album.
Poor is strong, bro.
I'm just gonna tell you what I think. Let me just tell you my opinion on his album list.
He ain't got a poor album, man.
What do you mean?
He doesn't have a poor album.
So what's Scorpion?
You can say meaty.
So what's Scorpion?
Poor?
What's Scorpion?
Scorpion with a poor album.
He's got like.
Let me take. So Thank Me Later, I enjoyed. Take Care, I enjoyed. Nothing was the same, I enjoyed. Views, trash. Scorpion, trash. Certified Lover Boy, trash. Honestly, Nevermind, Jahannam, which means hell. And then I'm not even including, what was the one him and Future?
What Time to Be Alive?
Whack.
Did you like More Life?
Whack. And he tried to cheat and not count that as an album. That was trash.
If you're reading this?
Dead. And I think, actually, no. If you're reading this, I didn't mind. He had energy. Don't get me wrong, there's hits in each album. I'm not saying there isn't. But as an album, bro, you haven't given me an album I thoroughly enjoyed since 2013. And you're arguably the biggest hip hop artist we've ever had. What are we doing here?
But we're supposed to, well, I'm not saying you're saying this, but it seems as if we're supposed to accept the fact that he's going to hit and miss sometimes because of who he is and what stature he is. Because he's a pop artist, because he's in this position, which isn't fair in my opinion.
No, because if you're a hip hop artist, you're a hip hop artist.
Yeah.
And that's why he would never be, in respect for him, I get, that's why he would never be in the conversation as the GOATs for what it is. That's just the sole
He
reason
already
why.
is.
I don't think he's not in my, if we're talking about greatest hip hop artist ever, he's not in my top.
Hip hop artist or MC or rapper?
Greatest hip hop. In the rapper category, he's not touching it. Just as an artist as well, I don't think he's there for me.
But
There's a few
you're
people.
bugging.
As a rapper?
As an artist. He absolutely has to be in that conversation. What are you talking about?
No, because you take albums into account, do you not? Yes or no?
Yes, you do.
So then, therefore, if you've got...
as well as other things as well.
Right. And then, therefore, one of the other things is the legacy.
I don't even believe you.
Wallahi.
I don't believe you.
I don't get wrong. I enjoy his music. It ain't me saying I enjoy his music. But when have you ever heard me bring Drake up when we're talking about GOAT category? Ever.
Artists doesn't take into account whether you have a ghostwriter or not. Artist is artist.
Kanye West is in that.
Drake is definitely your greatest artist. That's what are you talking about?
I don't think
he's top 10 to you.
This is the problem. These are drug addicts, bro. They tell you what they think and they implement it in your head. I don't think
he probably would have to be. He probably would have to be.
But is he though?
My personal list, probably not.
No, I'm talking about.
So what are we doing?
Then he probably has to be, man.
But I'm saying more personal, he isn't. I'm not talking about objective. I'm saying my personal.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying majority of the people you ask him, he won't be.
Okay.
If you ask a hip hop head, your greatest hip hop artist ever, he won't be in it. And this is the reason why, respectfully to him. Because if I ask you your top 5, have David swayed this much?
No, but
that's what I'm saying. And to me, it's just he pleases too many people, so it's a tricky box to put him in as well. In his defense. But
and again, you can commend the fact that he went this way. You can commend that he went this route. No, you can, because obviously for someone like him, even though he can do it once, doesn't mean he always going to. So you can commend him for doing it, but I just think it was poorly executed. Like if I'm going through what I actually liked, then it's a very short list. I liked the beat on Falling Back, and then he ruined it with the vocals. I like the Frank Ocean-esque vocal.
I loved Falling Back
on Calling My Name. Yeah, I know you did. Of course I like Sticky, but that was like the rap
Sticky
one.
was fire.
And I liked Jimmy Cooks. That was cool.
You didn't like Overdrive?
I'm getting to that.
Overdrive was fire, man.
Overdrive.
Overdrive was fire. What are you talking about?
Overdrive sounds like something The Weeknd rejected.
Talk about it. And I don't even know.
If you listen to Dawn FM, which is The Weeknd's last album, you'll think it was a rebore attempt at getting on the Dawn FM album. Massive is a beat at Dua Lipa tune. The bed bouncing like kind of hi-hats on Currents.
I didn't like that.
Dead. Downhill sounded like one of those early 90s pop ventures into African music with the whole like vocals and the kind of like little minimalist beat. Sounded mad Toto Africa. Liability is a horrible song. Judging me lately, banging a gavel on me, putting your words together like you scoring points for that shit, like you playing Scrabble on me. Is this a GOAT to you people? This is mad. Horrible bars, horrible conception, horrible everything. What else have I got?
Yemi don't like Drake, man.
See what this? What
Apparently.
No, this is what they do. This is what they do. This is what they do.
Apparently.
This is what they do. It's
Apparently I
a
don't
cult-like following here.
It's on record that I said I love it when he raps.
Bro, you lot see me when Drake comes on. Do I not know it verbatim?
That's cool.
I know Drake verbatim.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yemi don't like Drake.
It's
You
fine,
man are
man.
a cult-like following.
This is what Drake does to people, I guess.
He does.
This is what Drake does to
He's
people. I
the
guess.
hip-hop Marilyn Manson.
Listen, man,
He's a hip-hop Marilyn Manson.
I respect how divisive Drake is because, if you are divisive of this, it means you're doing something right, I suppose. But make an effort. Make an effort. That's what I'm asking. I think I said the same with Certified Lover Boy. Just make an effort. He even regressed from Certified Lover Boy.
He definitely regressed.
You can't call it a regress if it's a completely different genre, man. Come on.
No, it's a regression. If
worse,
we're talking about Drake albums, it's a regression. Because even
I don't think you can compare them.
But bro, even if we're not talking about the actual sound, I'm taking in the vocals as well. I'm talking about what he's talking about.
Yeah, but you don't enjoy his singing and you don't enjoy his content when he sings.
Why can't it be everything?
That's an automatic. Huh?
Why can't
It's
it
still
just
a
be
regression,
support
man.
album, bro?
I'm not saying it can't be. I just don't think it is. I think to call it poor is harsh.
Nah, it's poor.
It's poor.
Boy.
Horrible. Awful.
Dumpster juice.
Yeah.
Chimbonda.
Well, I enjoyed it, man.
D'Angelo, Devil's Pie.
Pascal Sigan.
Relax.
Say Pascal Sigan.
Pascal Sigan. It stinks. This album stinks.
I
man.
enjoyed it, man.
I know. Listen, I commend anybody that did enjoy it for
Neil
sure.
Miller.
Relax.
Did he score against you, man?
Yeah, but this got that one song with 21 Savage.
Yeah, I suppose. Listen, man. Like I said, I commend Drake for it. I commend him for trying, but I just think he could have done more. Like, for instance, you guys listen to the new Beyonce song?
No.
Yeah, I probably enjoyed it.
Did you enjoy? I mean, it's a venture into that kind of house,
is.
kind of bag, and it's
Supposedly-
done so much better.
Supposedly that's why he brought it out so early, because Beyonce announced her album that day for next month, and her album's meant to be all dance, which hence why the singles dance, and he wanted to get out of the way, and that's why he just dropped his last.
And he dropped it on K Dot's birthday as well. Like, Aubrey's a bitch, man. Oh my days!
So it can't be a coincidence.
It can't be a coincidence with Beyonce.
It can't be a coincidence.
I'm asking.
No,
No?
Nothing Drake does is a coincidence.
I don't
bro.
get why
Everything
he
is
dropped
calculated.
this, but
I don't even know why I'm doing this.
But I don't get why you dropped this on K-Dot's birthday. This ain't shaking no table.
Do you think he thought about Kendrick's birthday? Do you think
He
he even knows when Kendrick's
100%
birthday
did.
is?
Them man said for each
bro.
other damn near every other. Them man said for each other.
He heard that Father Time bar and was plotting ever since then.
And then it's a
I
bad.
guarantee it.
Then he took it L. This just fell flat on your face. You didn't drop a take care. You dropped something that honestly, never mind. See what I done there?
I did see what he done there.
And clearly, Kendrick lives rent free in here.
That's what happens when you're one of the
Clearly.
goats. That's what happens when you're one of the goats.
You man
Smoking.
are reaching, man.
A rapper
Is
with
it
a
a reach
Ghost
though?
Rider.
Yeah, you man are reaching.
And it's not a reach.
Yeah,
Because
me-
we can give you examples, sir. And you know we can, sir.
You man are
The
reaching,
control
man.
verse. This here. I got two. But it's more than none.
Oh, what? We talking about the back and forth? Oh, there's bears. 0 to 100.
No, I'm not talking about
I could have
that.
taken all your rappers. I could have taken all your fans if I went on some political
We're
shit.
talking about this.
So rent free, man.
Him dropping it on K Dot's birthday. You man are reaching.
But you know what K-Dot said.
You know for a damn sure we're not reaching as well.
But you know what
You
K-Dot
know for damn sure
You
we're
man are
not as
reaching,
well.
man.
You know what K-Dot said.
No, we're
right?
not.
You know
Bro,
what K-Dot
he
said?
surprise dropped this album. He could have surprise dropped it any time.
Yeah,
He
because
chose
of
K-Dot's
Beyonce.
birthday.
Yeah, because of Beyonce.
Because of Beyonce.
Yeah,
But even that is bitchy. Even that is bitch assness.
Nah, obviously.
You want
like-
to? You don't want it with Beyonce though.
Yeah, and if
You don't want
Beyonce
it
came
with
out
That's Drake,
first, then
though,
he
bro.
would have been
No,
accused of.
that's
That's
Beyonce.
Drake though, bro.
That's
No.
Beyonce.
Anyone that can compete with Beyonce is Drake.
I don't even
bro.
think he
True.
sees Beyonce.
True.
Respectfully, this is Beyonce.
He
With
can't
Drake
compete.
and Beyonce
You
are
know what
going
it is,
bar
though?
for bar,
when
bro.
Drake comes out, Beyonce comes out. Beyonce's like a blue moon. This guy comes out every other month. I'm telling you,
To be fair, no one wants to with Beyonce.
yeah, man.
No one
No,
wants
she's
to
been
with
gone
They
for
can go bar
5
for
years,
bar,
bro.
that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
think they can. If they both
can,
dropped on
man.
that same day, bro, we're rushing to Beyonce before.
But they were
we
never
rush
going to
Drake,
drop on the
and we're
same
hip-hop
day.
heads.
They were never going to drop on the same
Do
day.
you know what I mean? And that's what.
They're never going to drop on the
He
same
don't want it
day.
with Kato anyway. I do think it was petty though. You're right.
Come on, man.
But a rapper with a Ghost Rider, what the fuck happened? Oh no!
You're going to keep saying that every episode.
I
man.
love that. I swear I won't tell. It's so smooth.
Yeah,
It's
man.
so smooth.
This album weren't it for me, man.
Out of
It
10.
weren't it for me as well. At 10. Oh, Jesus. Because I like Sticky and Jimmy Cooks, I'll give it a out of 10, 1.5.
Yemi? Pete?
5?
Well, fair enough. Mo?
5, yeah.
0.
0 to 100.
Wallahi, 0. 0.5 because of the 21 Savage song.
Yeah, man. It's just
pathetic.
I mean, yeah, man. And even like someone like Black Coffee, man. Black Coffee, man. I'm disappointed in you, bro. Like, I know you've been. I know. Listen, I love Black Coffee, man. I respect him to the fullest. But bro, you actually put your name to this shit, bro. I don't understand it, bro. I get that Drake is the biggest name out. I get all that stuff. I get the affiliation. But bro, like sometimes you gotta say no, innit? Sometimes you could just be like, yeah, this one ain't it, B. But you didn't do that. I don't understand why. But we move, innit?
Listen, I still maintain, yeah, that if someone else dropped this album, yeah, these men will be saying something different.
Not me.
I'm gonna
not
die
me.
on that hill, bro.
I literally just said if Kendrick did this, I'd not like it.
There's no way.
If it was someone that could sing, you would enjoy this, bro.
But you think Drake sings though?
I enjoy it, yeah, but I know you don't like it when he sings.
Bro, if it was someone that could sing and was still doing this rubbish like
You'd
every
like
song
it.
over and over again,
You would like it, bro.
I wouldn't like it.
You'd like it, bro.
I don't understand why he keeps telling me what I would
He's
like.
part,
You
yo,
would like
yo,
it,
look at
bro.
me. He's part of the cult.
You would like it.
We can't.
I don't understand why.
Yo, we can't save him.
I really
Yo,
don't
Drake,
understand.
you would like
I
it.
don't understand it.
Drake's-
I don't understand that.
Drake's.
You like it, man.
Out of 10, what's the album?
As a rap album.
No, just as an album. Out of 10.
As an album. It's a 5.
Oh man,
It's not a poor album, bro.
I can't even hot Drake's up yet. But in the car, this guy skipped every song within a minute. That's why he's mad. That's why he's annoying me right now. This guy skipped every. Was listening to it in the car on the way here as well. Skipped every song inside a minute.
Yeah, well, Drake's likes all the gully creep and all that shit.
You're right.
man.
You're right.
He ain't gonna-
He
you know what I mean?
can't get jiggy to this. You're right. You're right. This guy just like wine upon your body, fam.
That's true. So where does Drake go from here, man?
He stays what he's doing.
I don't know where he goes from
He
here,
stays
bro.
what he's doing.
Do you think he continues to experiment like this?
I think the next album's gonna be back to Scorpion.
Whatever he does, it's not going to affect like his status in music.
He's making music like it as well. He's making music like he's infallible, and it's like I could just give you anything, and you lot will like it regardless. That's what I don't really rate. I don't really rate that.
I do see his drop off though. And when
Remember, I think I said that to you, man, last year, wasn't it?
I do start to see the fall off of Drake. Respectfully, I'm starting to see he might not have the game, because I can't lie. The stranglehold he had the game, and we're never gonna see it. It's only a matter of time before it ain't gonna go on forever. And I think we're just now starting to see the creeps in it a little bit.
And also the singles and all that stuff that he's dropped now compared to then just aren't as good.
How do you measure?
Popstar didn't last that long. Grease didn't last that long.
But how do you measure the fall off though? Because if he's still selling and breaking records,
Is that
a fall off?
No, but you're falling off from where you were. LeBron is one of the greatest of all time. LeBron can still average 28, 8, and 8. 25, 7 and 7. But the impact you had before, where wherever you touch goes to gold, he might not have that anymore.
Yeah, but how is that measured is what I'm asking. Because
The
if he's
how long the
still breaking records,
But how long are the songs around? Because people still might rush to go listen to Drake, but the song might not last as long as it did before. The I'm On ones will last for the whole of the summer, whereas he might drop something now. It'll be cool for a hot week, and then we are moving on quickly.
I think Quiet as Kept though, a lot of Drake music hasn't aged great.
I disagree. I think when you go out, I think Drake still runs that. You're not gonna go out and not hear.
Yeah, but that's probably within like the last like 4 or 5 years though. I'm talking about more so early in his career. A lot of it doesn't still sound great.
Because a lot of it was at the time DJ Khaled and Friends as well. That was a lot of the formula. That's DJ Khaled songs some of them age well, but some might.
I wasn't even talking about the Khaled ones.
What's ones
Talking about the earlier ones, like the first couple albums.
Oh, the So Far Gone's on there.
Yeah.
You don't think
I still love So Far Gone, but
That's my favorite Drake album.
I don't think it's aged great.
I think Take Care. I think Thank Me Later is aged all right. Over. What's the other songs on the album? Don't remember now.
Thank Me Later was my favorite one. I think a lot of it is aged.
I just want to be successful. I don't think it's aged great.
I just want to be.
Yeah.
I think nothing was the same aged. Well, All Me, Pound Cake, Tucson Liver. That didn't age too bad to me.
Tuscan.
What did I say?
Tucson.
Hey man, shout out to Tucson.
Who's Tucson?
Haiti.
Actually, no, it was a
one
jazz
that
musician
The one
called
that
Tucson.
the one that led the revolution.
From New Orleans.
Swear. I was the one that led the revolution in Haiti.
He did.
Oh, okay.
Tucson Louverture.
Come on now, shout out to the GOAT.
I feel you. Boy. Well, Drake. It's another dud from me. It's another dud, man. It's another dud. Even on the fall off thing, it is hard to measure because I feel like generally we are just in the age of like everything is here one week and then gone the next. Even if it's something you enjoy. Like obviously we were talking about Mr. Morale for time and now we've kind of just moved on. It's just the way it is now.
But do you see it though?
I suppose. Like, but to Peter's point, if he's gonna keep breaking records, then it's kind of hard to like really measure it. Maybe you can measure it by like how many streams one song has got versus another after a certain period of time or whatever. But he's just a product, and just generally the scene generally is kind of in that point where like everything is so like moving on to the next.
Yeah, because
so it's like he's a victim of that as well.
100%. Like Certified Love Boy didn't last as long as I thought it would have. Like girls, there's certain songs that I would have thought Drake would have made songs last. Yo, Certified Lover Boy came when?
Did he even tour Certified Lover Boy?
Nah.
So I mean, of course not.
He's gonna treat like that. Then I guess I get it.
Yeah, but when was the
But I'm
last
just about
time he
outside
toured?
even.
I don't even know.
before Kobe.
I don't even know.
Actually.
There you go.
But it says a lot because again, we're not remembering a lot of this shit, and he feels like he has to drop more within a certain period of time,
Yeah.
just to keep his name in the conversation.
He'll still sell out in a week. I'm not denying that. He'll still sell out all 2 in a week. I just think the stranglehold he had the game in, it can't be the same, man. At some point, it just can't.
Listen, as long as the Galdem is still rocking to his shit, it doesn't really matter, does
That's
it?
never gonna stop, though, innit?
Exactly. He made H&M music for the Galdem.
Forever 21.
That's what this album is. H&M music. Forever 21.
Argos
Top
wait-
Shop.
Argos waiting line.
Nah, because Elgos have got taste. They will at least play like radio.
I'm talking about on the phone. You know, on the phone when they're waiting for people.
Oh, right.
Like them EE hold. They play that stupid music, fam. Oof. Some Only Fools and Horses music. I hate this album.
You man are bugging, man.
This album's trash, man. I can't lie to you.
You man.
You know what album this is? You know what song this?
You know what you man
is?
need though.
You know EastEnders when they go to the calf. Sometimes they play house music. That's what this shit
I don't
is.
want to hear
You
what we
man know.
need.
You know what you man
I
need.
don't want
Tell
to
me
hear
why
it.
You man need to be jiggy, and you man need a bit of toxicity in your life. Then you will enjoy this album.
Look at
So
the
you're
guidelines for listening to this album.
I'm telling you.
Look
bro.
at the guidelines for this.
If you man were Jiggy Brothers, you would have enjoyed it. And you man can't dance either, so obviously you won't really enjoy this.
Okay.
Hey, man. You see,
This guy listens to the same Mason
Can I just
over
say-
and over
can
again.
I just say,
since
when,
98.
when Aubrey fans start to attack you, fam, you see what they cause you. Look what the cult calls
You know what I'm
you.
saying?
He's never said for
He's
us on
the head
podcast.
of the Aubrey
He
Avengers.
bruv.
He's the head of the Aubrey Avengers.
He's never
yes,
said
you
for us.
are.
You know you are.
Yes, you
You are. Yeah, you've
You've
never
turned
said
on-
for
why
us.
Why am I the head
know
of
what
the
it is? You know what I
Aubrey
realised?
You've turned on your brothers.
You know what I
That's why.
realised?
In favor of Aubrey.
You know what I realized? Aubrey's Optimus Prime. And then he's got all of these iron hides, bumblebees just running around causing carnage.
This guy said we're not jiggy. He said we can't dance. All for the name of Aubrey.
Fam, some like that don't even write his own was. That put a heart on his forehead, fam. Like, wicked. Yuck.
Pete, man, when we leave the studio,
Yeah.
man, think about what you said.
Marvin's room. That's the guy I
Anyway,
wanna support.
anyway. Salute to Drake, man.
Don't look at me like that. Just
Salute-
know he had
listen.
you go against your brothers.
Shut up, man.
That's very true. Salute to Drake, though, man. Listen, awful album this time around, but listen, I'll be watching and I'll be listening. I'll always listen to a Drake album. I'll always give it a chance. I listened to this one 3 times. I tortured myself for about 3 hours. So that just shows you that I'm willing to enjoy whatever you put out. But on this occasion, and the occasion before that,
And the occasion before that.
and the occasion before
the
that,
occasion before
and
that.
the occasion before that,
And one more before that.
it weren't it. But I'm always going to be looking for what you got next.